The 34th Sutra of the Vibhuti Pada is Hridaye Chitta Samvit. Hridaye Chitta Samvit. Hridaye, on Hridaya. Chitta, the mind, the Chitta. Samvit. Samvit. Vit is the knowledge. Sam is total, complete. Total knowledge, complete knowledge. Chitta Samvit, complete knowledge of the Chitta. Hridaye, on Hridaya. Samyama on Hridaya gives complete knowledge of the Chitta, complete knowledge of the mind. The Hridaya is generally understood as heart in English. And of course, as we are translating Chitta as loosely mind, but it is not just mind. It is a Chitta. On the Samyama, on the Hridaya, knowledge of the Chitta. If just very loosely, easily understandable, but not completely correct. Samyama on the heart gives knowledge of the mind or the brain. But this is not the purport of the meaning. This is not the real meaning or real purpose of the sutra. Hridaye. Hridaya is the core of a thing. The very heart of a thing. The very center of a thing. And Chitta or the mind generally associated with all the functions, all the activities, all the expressions. If samyama is done on the core and the center and the heart of a thing, all the functionalities and activities of that particular one will be revealed. This is a more suitable and easily understandable meaning of the sutra. Performing samyama on the heart of a thing. The sadhak, the performer, will be able to understand all the expressions and functionalities and activities of the particular thing. Complete gamut of activities, the web of the activities, the web of the functions, to their end and the tips. Because heart of a thing is the core of a thing, center of a thing. And the mind and chitta of a thing is the seat of all expressions, all vrittis, all functionalities, all modifications. So by samyama on the core of an object, core of a person, core of a subject, entire functionalities, modifications and activities will be revealed. All the systems of the running of the systems, functions of the system, activities of the system will be known, and its knowledge is revealed by samyama on the heart of the particular thing, core of the particular thing. So one is the technical, one is the expressive, practical, and the other is the science and the depth. And this is the purport and the beautiful, wonderful sutra connecting the core of a thing and its expressions. And the samyama on the core, the heart, the hridaya, one knows all the activities. And this is the importance of this particular sutra. Hridaye chitta samvit, entire knowledge of the chitta. And of course, we should be very clear that it is not a simple English translation that meditation on the heart, one knows the functions of the brain. It's not like that. The suggestive and the symbolic expressions of the words are to be taken to understand the depth and sukshmata of the sutra. Let us see the next one, the 35th sutra of the Vibhuti Pada. The sutra is a little bit longer, but a most important sutra. 35th. Sattva Purushayor Atyanta Sankirnayoho Pratyaya Vishesho Bhogaha Parardhatvat Swartha Samyamat Purusha Jnanam. Sattva Purushayor Atyanta Sankirnayo Pratyaya Vishesho Bhogaha Parardhatvat Swartha Samyamat Purusha Jnanam. Sattva Purushayoho Atyanta Asankirna Pratyaya Avishesha Bhogaha Pararthatva Swartha Samyama Purusha Jnanam. So many words, but very simple, easy sutra it is. Gives it that Samyama on the distinctions between Purusha and Pratyaya and the Bhoga gives rise Purusha Jnanam. We should understand the importance of the sutra and the various words used in this. Sattva is the Sattva, it is Sattva, the real being. Being, Sattva, beingness, the being. Purusha is the principle of Purusha. Atyanta, Ati Anta, extreme, extremely. Asankirna, Sankirna, Asankirna. Asankirna is separated, not mixed. Not mixed. Distinctiveness. Pratyaya, experience and understanding. Avisesha, Shesha, Vishesha, Avisesha it is. No distinction. Avisesha is no distinction. Asankirna is not mix up. Distinction. Avishesha is no distinction. Bhogaha is experience. The experience in our life. All the experiences which we have. Bhoga. Generally, bhoga is generally understood as joyful, enjoyable, luxurious experiences. But bhoga is all experiences. Then parardhatva, para-ardhatva, parardhatva, para-ardhatva. Para is others, artha is the purpose, arthatvat, for the sake of others. To be usefulness for the others. Pararthatva. Samyama. Swartha. Swa-ardha it is. For one's sake. For one's usefulness. Purushaha. The principle of Purushaha. Knowledge. The jnana. The knowledge. And the general understanding of the sutra is this particular sutra, the meaning generally is given as, to be understood as, the experience is the result of inability to distinguish between the Purusha and the Sattva, though they are absolutely distinct. Knowledge of the Purusha comes from samyama on the self-interest and the interest of others, apart from the Prakriti. This is the sutra wordings put together. Means experience, that is the bhoga, is the result of inability to distinguish between Purusha Atyanta Asamkirna Avishesha, it is Pratyaya. Asamkirna, Avishesha and Atyanta. And the knowledge comes out of samyama on Parartha and Swartha. So the Purusha Jnanam comes out of samyama on Parartha and Swartha, and the experience and bhoga comes by a wrong understanding that Purusha and Prakriti, which are Atyanta Asamkirna, completely separate. But we feel that it is the same. So experience or the bhoga is an outcome of the avidya, ignorance, wrong cognizance, wrong understanding of the Prakriti and Purusha's combination. It is of the Prakriti, but we think it is of the Purusha. That is the bhoga. Because both are separate. The experiencer and the experiencing and the experience are separate. Atyanta asankirna avishesha it is. And because of that only bhoga comes. That experience by a wrong understanding. And by performing samyama on the self-interest, swardha, and the interest for the others, interest of the others, pararthatvam, you will be able to separate and understand that Purusha. What a beautiful sutra it is to understand. The first idea we should try to grasp is the Purusha. The Purushatva in the Yoga Sutras is the center of the ultimate reality and which transcends all manifestations. Parama Purusha, Purushatva it is, and all limitations. And this Parapurusha, Parama Purusha, and that Purusha Tattvam gets associated with the Prakriti. By association and flowing with the Prakriti, the Purushas will not undergo any change, but it modifies the Prakriti. And this modification in the Prakriti is by the presence of the Purusha, but not by the change of the Purusha, by mere presence. And this is the understanding and experience of the Sat-Chit Ananda experience. So all happiness which we experience, all happiness, all Ananda, Sarva Ananda, Sampurna Ananda, we feel it is coming from the object. But it is not. The source is the Purusha only. But our this wrong understanding that the combination of the Purusha and the object, or more clearly, the object of enjoyment is the source of the joy. This wrong understanding is the source of the bhoga. But if we can separate this, that it is not, And that separation will come by the practice of the samyama. So samyama has to be done on this particular aspect to separate the both. And then the Purusha is understood. The Purusha Jnanam comes. And this confusion, wrong understanding, is the source of the bhoga. You should understand the previous sutras, bhoga was understood or mentioned as a pain, dukkha, as a vritti. And of course, there is no correct English translation for the Purusha. We have to use the word Purusha itself. And the experience comes from this wrong understanding. So Maharshi Patanjali clearly states that our feeling, our normal understanding that the mind coming in touch with the Purusha, we become joy or experiences come. That sattva, coming in touch with the Prakriti, the mind, we feel, but it's a wrong understanding. It is wrong understanding is understood by performing the samyama. And which is extremely atyanta, it is used, the word is used atyanta, asankirana, and avishesha, it is completely. And that is how the understanding depth of the samyama goes. Purusha Jnanam, the real knowledge comes. And the second part is also very important. Swardhata and Parardhatvam. Very, very important sutra it is, giving a practical dimension that samyama on understanding what is useful to me and what is useful to the others. That which is purposeful to me, that which is purposeful to others. That which gives me joy, that which gives joy to others. What is that which makes others happy? What is that makes others to remove their unhappiness? What is that contribution of mine which helps others to make them happy? And what is that makes me happy? This distinction of swarthata, pararthatvam, yes, very important. That samyama really gives the knowledge of the Purusha. How beautiful and practical dimension when we say selfless service, unselfishness, unselfish work, unselfish service, serving others without any expectations. All these terms are summed up by Maharshi Patanjali in the simple word, performing samyama on the parardhatvat and swardhatvat. Purusha Jnanam comes. Entire karma yoga, entire yoga of seva yoga has been explained in this beautiful sutra. That swardhata, understanding swardhata, understanding pararthatvam, the arthatvam of swa and para, and that samyama on that gives the knowledge of the Purusha, the real swa, tattva, sattvatvam. Sattvatvam of the Purushatvam, revealed and experienced by the sadhaka. And this is a wonderful sutra, most practical dimension expressed by Maharshi in this 35th Sutra of the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, in this Vibhuti Pada of the Yoga Darshana. Seva Yoga, Karma Yoga, unselfish service, unselfishness and selfishness. The distinction is to be understood, and performing samyama on that is the Purusha Jnanam. Let us see other sutras. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.